Okay, we have Professor Winnie Cheng here.
Yes.
Hi. Hi.
Hello.
All right. Let's begin the second session. We have Professor Winnie Cheng. I'll just read the profile of the biodata right away. Professor Winnie has retired from the Hong Kong Polytechnic University in 2020. She was formerly the Director of Research Center for Professional Communication in English, Department of English of the university. Her research interest includes ESP, Intercultural Pragmatics and Communication, corpus linguistics, conversation analysis, critical discourse analysis, lexical semantics, metaphor studies, and discourse intonation. She has published 4 research monographs and about 110 journal articles and book chapters. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I don't want to delay further. Please welcome Professor Winnie Cheng with her talk, Researching and Teaching Professional Communication in English, Insights from Hong Kong. So the floor is all yours.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. I am wondering, are you able to see my shared screen or
Yes.
not?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes, I
Great.
can see. We can see.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to deliver this talk. I'm trying to. Okay. Right. I'm trying to minimize the the screen so that I can see my slides clearly, more clearly. Okay. I'll do my best.
You're still trying?
Yeah. Just are you able to see me? Are you able to see me?
Yes.
All right. Yeah. Hi everybody. Good afternoon. The talk is called Researching and Teaching Professional Communication in English, Insights from Hong Kong. In fact, I have reduced the content of the talk compared to what I expressed in the abstract of my talk, and I hope you won't mind. Okay. All right. Researching and teaching professional communication in English, Insights from Hong Kong. This afternoon, I'm really focusing on RCPCE, which is Research Center for Professional Communication in English, Department of English and Communication, the Hong Kong Polytechnic University. I have been director of RCPCE for more than 10 years before I retired in 2020. In this talk, I'm going to focus on 2 areas. First, and I'm going to give you examples of collaborative and interdisciplinary research projects with key industries in the Hong Kong economy. And in terms of corpus linguistics, I would like to talk in general and give you some examples of multiple research methods in language and communication, but with a focus on a software program called Congram, which we use to investigate language use and meaning in a few profession-specific corpora we have compiled in Hong Kong. Back in the Research Center for Professional Communication in English. This is the website homepage of RCPCE. I'd like to focus on the goals of the research center. If you don't mind, I'll just read the 4 goals very quickly. 1, to provide a forum for academics and practitioners with interest in communication in professional settings to engage with each other and exchange ideas. 2, to create and host specialized online corpora for researcher and practitioner reference. 3, to promote best practices in professional communication. 4, to promote knowledge transfer of applied linguistics research to the wider community. At PolyU, the Hong Kong Polytechnic University, we considered, because the university is not a comprehensive university, it has been given the mission of providing profession-oriented disciplinary education to our students. So it was considered very important that in the English and Communication Department, we had projects, research projects, together with people in the industry and different professional associations. I mean, the rationale for the kinds of research, especially the compilation of profession-specific corpora, as well as using those corpora to review patterns of language use, was very much underpinned by the notion of professional identity and communication, which has got 3 aspects to it: language use, communicative competence and practices, and training, assessment, and evaluation. Let me elaborate just a little bit. In terms of language use, as we understand very well, covering that language use covers a huge number of areas, including lexical studies, critical discourse and genre analysis, intercultural communication, professional communication, language assessment, managerial communication. And in terms of communicative competence and practices, these could include discourse, genre, social. And then in terms of training, assessment, and evaluation, which our CPCE did quite a lot together with professional communities. We delivered a lot of continuing professional development seminars, CPD seminars, to various professional organizations and associations, using the language used by the professionals in their organizations. We also ran quite a number of profession communication training programs. We developed ESP instructional resources. Some of our colleagues used to contribute to the design and implementation of language policies as well. In this talk, I would cover these areas very briefly. Professional communication research, is considered very important that we first establish links with corporations, professional bodies, or academic departments within PolyU or in other universities, both local universities and overseas universities. We also establish links with individuals who find collaborating with us would be useful for their individual career development. Interdisciplinarity, mainly I will talk about applied language and communication studies in key industries in Hong Kong. And as I mentioned, I will say something about the different types of research methods we have adopted, with a focus on corpus linguistics. Profession-specific corpora in English, I'm going to introduce a few of them. And in terms of software program that help us interrogate the different corpora, I would like to talk about Congram today, which is an online phraseological search engine. In order to find out patterns of language use and meaning in discipline and profession-specific corpora. Okay, I'd like to begin with Congram and Congrams. Congram in italics and spelled slightly differently with an uppercase C and an uppercase G. I'm going to talk about the following. What is Congram 1.2? Chris Greaves 2009. What can Congram 1.0 do? What are Congram generated by the software program Congram. In terms of interdisciplinarity, I will talk about these areas which I have actually described briefly. I just checked on the John Benjamin's website. The CD-ROM Congram 1.0, a phraseological search engine 2009, right, is still available. And I've got SBN and the prices here for your reference if you're interested. What is Congram 1.0? If you don't mind, all right, let me just read from Greaves 2009 Congram manual, page 12. Congram is a program for the automatic identification of phraseological variation. It has been designed based on an inclusive view of phraseology to find all of the word co-occurrences called congrams in a text, and it is left to the user to determine from the context in which those co-occurrences are found whether or not they constitute meaningful word associations. So the term co-occurrence is used here to mean any word which occurs within a vicinity set by the user of another word, and which may or may not be by chance. Compared to co-occurrence, the term an associated word is one whose co-occurrence is not accidental, but forms a colloquet of the other word, meaning colloquet is similar to associated words, whereas word co-occurrences or congrams are generated by the software program without any user intervention. It is completely automatic. But of course, all right, let me give a couple of disclaimers here. Yes, as I said, Congram will find all word co-occurrences in a corpus or in a text by the user in an automated way, making the program truly corpus-driven, as there is no prior intervention by the user of any kind. So you don't need to specify individual words and find out how these words collocate with each other. Just by pressing a button, all right, the program will generate lists of co-occurrences of words. However, the user can also specify a word or words as a Congram search query. So this is called user-nominated search. So there are two different ways of doing it. Actually, there are more than two different ways of doing it. But the essence of Congram, the software program, is fully automated and corpus-driven. The second point reads, in its default mode, 50 characters, meaning approximately 12 words either side of the centered word. Congram 1.0 finds the co-occurrences of words in a wide span. But as I just explained, not all of these instances are necessarily meaningfully associated. So there is a difference between co-occurring words, congrams, and associated words, which we call phraseology. Congram 1.0, Greaves 2009, which you have just seen, the CD-ROM cover, has the potential for the user to uncover the full range of phraseological variation, but we have to analyze.
Is the weather okay there, Professor Winnie?
Yes. I mean, good that you are able to hear me. Do you mind going down to? I think I'm going to skip quite a number of slides. Can you find study 1? Just carry on going down the list. Yes, here. Do you mind going up 3 slides above? Yes. Okay. Oh, all right. You can hear me all right. Is that right? Yes?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Now, let me introduce the first Hong Kong Corpus of Surveying and Construction Engineering. Just a quick introduction of this corpus. There are several text types in the corpus, 6 text types. And then how did the research center know which text types specific to surveying and construction engineering we should include in the corpus? And there have been a number of interviews and discussions, as a result of which we have identified 6 text types which the professionals thought important to them. So they are about us, media releases, publicity material, product descriptions, project summaries, and reports. Next, please. And then with the use of Congram to generate a Congram list, which I have described. Then next, can I talk about the notion of aboutness? Next, please. Phillips 1989, the notion of the aboutness of a discipline or profession is defined in this way. We can look at the phraseology of the language contained in a text or in a corpus that is specific to a discipline or a profession. Then we know we know the aboutness of the discipline or the profession. So the 3 studies I'm going to describe below, it mainly answers this question: to what extent is the language of disciplines and professions specific? Next, please. Study 1. This is the Hong Kong Corpus of Surveying and Construction Engineering. We analyzed the phraseologies of it, and we have identified a number of 2-word congrams, and we divided the 2-word congrams into, remember, congrams means co-occurring words, all right? Generated fully automatically, in a fully automated manner. So there are 2 tables. Table 1, next, please. Table 1 lists the most frequent 2-word congrams specific to this particular profession. So we can see efficiency co-occurring with energy, environmental co-occurring with protection. So these we identify them as profession specific. Next, please. Table 2, from the same list of 2-word congrams, we have identified a list of co-occurring words that are not considered specific to surveying and construction engineering in Hong Kong. Hong Kong, general enough, right? Generic enough. As such, as well, more than, carried out, figure, shown, less than. These co-occurring words will appear in other studies later. Next, please. Now, so the conclusion is non-discipline profession-specific 2-word congrams in Hong Kong Corpus of Surveying and Construction Engineering may be expected to be found in other disciplines or professions. Now, these congrams are Hong Kong, because the texts in the corpus are related to Hong Kong. So it's not surprising. Hong Kong, all right, this particular congram is frequent. As such, so we were wondering what it means by as such and how as such is used in different contexts. Now, as such is a quality or a characteristic that is intrinsic of a person or a thing, so non-discipline specific. As well, this indicates an adjective relation. Less than and more than, referring to comparison of 2 items. Carried out refers to the process, the steps or procedures of some kind. And figure and shown is a kind of quantitative reporting. So these are generic enough, right? Next, please. Study 2. Now we have put together a very small corpus of engineering ordinances to compare 2 things. I have been talking about congrams, but there is also bigram, trigram, right? So we are trying to compare the results of trigrams and 3-word congrams in order to identify the aboutness of engineering ordinances. Next, please. Trigrams, the water authority. Trigrams refer to consecutive word combination. No person shall, the contractor shall, in respect of, and so on and so forth. Whereas three-word congrams would look initially, all right, at first glance, we would be really, I mean, shocked, right? What does the congram of the two mean? Or and of the, a of the, in of the, right? Before we looked at what these actually represent, all right, the frequencies of trigrams and three-word congrams are really different. Okay, next, please. All right, now this is examples, part of concordance lines showing off the two. Okay, so for example, the current status of each module to be monitored, the supply of gas to any premises, and then we have the ordinance applies to certain types of projects, and then we have another group to prevent the further escape of tax. So of the two can occur in different types of positional variations and constituency variations. Next, please. We also found it interesting, all right, to compare our very small corpus of engineering ordinances corpus with BNC. Look at the number of occurrences. In BNC, 6.21 per 10,000 words, whereas in our specific profession-specific English ordinance corpus in engineering, it's almost 70 per 10,000 words. So, or this particular congram occurs 11.19 times more frequently in English ordinance corpus than in BNC. Next, please. Shall we look at some concordance lines to look at or in English ordinances corpus? What looks amazing is the frequent occurrences of all right, in these concordance lines. Next, please. Next, please. And this is not the KIWI format, not the keyword in context format, right? This is a text, a text from the corpus. Look at how frequent or occurs and the distribution of or in the text. Next, please. So functions of or in engineering ordinances, we found two functions. One, it serves as the co-occurrence of or serves a coordinating function. Number two, it is often a requirement that writer lists multiple alternatives and or possibilities using or, all right, to link up all the multiple alternatives or possibilities. Next, please. Our conclusion for study 2, when we looked at consecutive words, trigrams, all right, in our example, or congrams, they reveal different types of meaning. It is, we found it very important to look at discipline, profession-specific phraseologies. And then we found that in specific disciplines or professions, such phraseologies perform highly specific functions. Next, please. Study 3, I think. Yeah. Then I didn't have time to introduce our profession, all of the profession-specific corpora. You are most welcome to log on to our website and look at these corpora. But here, I'm going to compare phraseologies of 3 corpora. We have looked at the first one, corpus of surveying and construction engineering. There is engineering corpus. There is also financial services corpus. Next, the next 3 slides shows the contents of each of these corpora. Next, please. Different from the the previous corpus, which is construction surveying and construction engineering, that had only 6 text types. in Hong Kong engineering corpus, which is a more general engineering, we have a great number of text types. Yeah. Next, please. Financial services corpus. We also have a variety of text types in the corpus. Next, please. Now, what did we do? We compared the most frequent 200, only the top 200 two-word congruence of these three corpora. We applied the exclusion list. I don't know whether you have much ideas about the exclusion list. The exclusion list basically excludes the most frequent 50 non-lexical words in the English language. So for example, articles, prepositions, right? These are words that are considered non-lexical. And so we applied a function called exclude all of these 50 words, right? Or small words. But certainly in corpus linguistics, we know that small words make a lot of meanings. Like the example I showed just now, 3 prepositions, right? In fact, if we look at them in the context, they reveal a lot of meanings in the corpus. Let us go back to study 3. You will find in the second, third, and fourth column, Hong Kong as well as such, all occupying in very important positions, all right? First, third, fourth, in terms of number of occurrences. Whereas in the two-word congruence in red, less than, carried out, and figure shown. Less than, for example, 96th position in HKCSCE, but number 4 in Hong Kong engineering corpus, and in the financial services corpus, the 100th position. And then for carried out and figure shown, in HKC HKC SCE, as well as HKFSE, Financial Services Corpus, they do not appear among the top 200 most frequent two-word congruence, right? But in the engineering corpus, carried out has a 7th position, and figure shown is in the 17th place. Next, please. Let me draw a conclusion here. Certain, but not all, non-discipline or non-profession specific congruence are shared among profession-specific corpora in the Hong Kong economy. I think I'm coming to the conclusion of my talk now. Next. The corpus linguistic information that has been generated electronically, as I have illustrated in my 3 small studies, such kind of information is not available in a dictionary or in a thesaurus. But with the right training provided to our students or professionals in, for example, financial services or engineering, or specifically construction and surveying engineering, this kind of information is available, right, through searching a profession-specific corpus. And the compilation of these profession-specific corpora was a result of input, a lot of discussions, all right, between applied linguistic researchers ourselves and professionals in different industries. Next, please. I have a few more slides. So we have conducted a number of research projects in engineering and land surveying and geoinformatics. The blue lists these project titles. Yeah. If you are if you're interested in any of these projects, just by looking at the project titles, if in the case of some of you who are in the process of or in the middle of drafting some project proposals to secure project funds, you are most, and if any of these titles look attractive to you, you are most happy to email me, and I would be very happy to dig into my computer to look for project proposals to share with you. I would be most happy to. Next. With University Healthcare Clinic and our School of Nursing in PolyU, we have conducted these studies. Doctor-patient communication in Hong Kong, alignment issues and implications, and so on. Also, with our School of Hotel and Tourism Management, we have jointly, all right, conducted a study looking at hotel homepages, analyzing the multimodal features of hotel homepages. And we have compared across hotel websites of hotels of different star categories, 3-star and 4-star and 5-star hotels. Next, please. My talk has got teaching implications. So let me give you an example. A colleague in the department, Dr. Consoli, this colleague joined the department just right after I had left the department. So I'm not sure. So the colleague prepared a number of worksheets targeting secondary school leavers of university students in the first year of study using our CPCE profession-specific corpora. He has done worksheets, academic vocabulary, however, collocations, make and do, discipline-specific vocabulary, energy, increase of or increase in. What's the difference? Which or who? What's the difference? You are most welcome to download the worksheets on the website. Next, please. I think that's the final thing is on the RCPC website. You can search our existing corpora. You can also, I think you can also upload your own corpora corpus and use our online Congram software program. I'd also like to make use of this opportunity to introduce to you, for those who are interested in searching for parts of speech in a corpus, all right? If you are not so much interested in phraseological variations, we also, if I can read the second paragraph, we also developed a part of speech text search software a few years back in 2017. So our corpora were tagged with pantry bank part of speech tag set by standard POS tagger. The search engine can search for any n-grams and skip-grams with a specific part of speech in the corpus. Okay. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you so much. The last slide has got just a few references.
Thank you very much, Prof. Winnie, for sharing. I'm sorry that you got disconnected. I'm sorry about the technical glitch. Do you have any questions to Professor Winnie? You can ask her directly. You can spend.
Yes, you're most welcome to ask me now, or you can have my I don't have my email address here, but Christina has got my email address, and if you wish, you could. I'm most happy to share my email address with fellow colleagues.
Okay, we will share it in WhatsApp group, or Dr. Christina can also share the email. Okay, we have the email on the chat.
Yes, it's there. Yeah.
All right. So I think that's all. Thank you very much, Professor Winnie.
You're most welcome. You're most welcome.
Thank you, everyone, for attending the webinar and staying out late up until 5 p.m. on Friday. So do you want to have another photo session? But Professor Winnie's camera isn't working.
Good
Not
thing we
working.
managed to
I
catch
can't computer.
before.
Yes, good thing we managed to capture the photo before. So,
Yeah, yeah.
Christina can share the screenshot later with you, Professor Winnie.
Yes, yes.
All right.
So,
Okay.
as I said, you are most happy to email me to ask me for some project funded proposals, and as well as some published papers. Yeah, if you find them interesting. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. So I think that
Christina, good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you too, Prof. Winnie.
Yeah.
I guess the opportunity that Prof. Winnie shared with us just now is very relevant to us
Yes.
because all of us are also doing quite a lot of work on English for specific purposes over here in Malaysia. So
Yes.
I do not know, perhaps we can have another session with you in which you share in
Mm.
detail how you run all these projects in
Yes.
which you create exercises and whatever not for, let's say, engineering students or
Yep.
financial
Yep.
economics and all that kind of thing.
Yes.
Thank you so
Yes.
much, Prof. Winnie, for
Would be very
joining
happy
us.
to. Okay. All right.
Okay,
Until
thank
then,
you.
bye-bye.
Okay, thank
Bye,
you, Doctor.
bye.
Thank you, Prof.
Thank
that's
you.
the end of the session, I think. Thank you again for attending. See you in the next webinar. Take care. Till then. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Good weekend.
Bye-bye.